Jeff.
Hey, Eric.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Jeff, this is episode number 24. It feels like episode
23.
23. Yeah, that is true. Every day is like the next and is like the one before.
Yeah.
But you know what?
The conversations are all different, which is nice.
It is nice, and what I have found really interesting is that this is not only good for us, it's not only good for the people that we talk to on the other side, but a lot of people have come to expect this. The episode goes up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that brings them something. And shout out to everybody who is out there who is listening, who is driving a truck, who is working at a warehouse, who's working as a cashier,
who's recovering. We got a message from somebody in the Bay who is getting a pacemaker installed. Like, there's a lot of people who, whether they're just sitting at home and avoiding everything outside for health reasons or for the fear of health reasons or anything, if they're working every day.
If anybody is getting through this, like we're getting through this, like the whole world is getting through this, we salute you and we shout out all of you and we appreciate all of you. Jeff, today on the podcast, we have Bodega Bamz. Bodega Bamz, actually from our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bamz, who's been on A Waste of Time with It's the Real a couple of times, and we know him in real life and is just a good soul. He is a father. He is
super
a musician.
Smart,
he is an
caring
actor.
Yeah.
He is someone that we've long been looking to get on this program, Quarantine Radio. The original Quarantine Radio.
Famous Ray's original Quarantine Radio.
And I'm glad that we did. We talked about a lot with him, including the future of Hollywood, in terms of how sets operate going forward, about how movies get made moving forward. We had a lot of laughs with him, and we also covered the unfortunate death of China, the rapper from Philly, who has been a staple in the New York scene for a very long time, under Yams, obviously friends with Chuck English and A-Track and Dave One and
Jay Worthy and
a million people.
Yeah.
A bright light that was extinguished far too soon. Rest in peace to China. Jeff, we get on the phone then
with Ivy Rivera.
Shout out to Ivy Rivera, another staple of New York. And we have a lot of laughs with her. And we cover a lot of stuff, including influencers, including Times Square.
Oh,
I left my brain in last week.
Yeah, 23.
Times Square mascots, and we talk about the time that you made your own mask.
Yep,
remember that?
I do remember that. It was a disaster.
And then
we talked about. Then we talked to CrystalAnnRod.
Shout out to CrystalAnnRod out there in England.
Yeah, Manchester.
Somewhere. No, I don't think it's Manchester.
It's a place.
Newcastle. Who knows? She's from the Bronx.
Is Newcastle where one of those like Hugh Grant movies was taking place? Like Notting Hill or something?
They're all like that.
Yeah, I think Notting Hill's in London. Never mind. This just shows how stupid I am.
She and her boyfriend are quarantined together, of course, but also they have an artist living with them.
No, they're living with the artist.
Yeah. Well, Crystal is the best. It's a really fun episode. And before we get into all that, Jeff, if people are looking to support this operation of ours, if people want to get involved with not only what we've been doing, but what we are doing currently, if people want to support their boys, us, It's the Real, Jeff, where can they go?
Okay, well, first of all, I want to shout out a few people who have been contributing to our Patreon.
Yes.
But my phone is filming right now, so I can't do it right now. And I don't remember your names, I'm sorry, but I think one of your names was Mark. And so I want to shout everybody out, but you can always go to patreon.com/itsthereal. We are doing another live stream this Sunday.
Great.
Surprise to you, because you didn't know that.
Easter surprise.
Yeah, and I have to tell everybody on Patreon, so...
Yeah. We'll be doing that. We're trying to think of new ways to fulfill goals and to make it worthwhile beyond the work that we're putting out every day. We want to make it special for anyone who wants to join us on this ride. Patreon.com/itsthereal is where you can go.
Yes.
And Jeff, let's get on the phone now with Bodega Bamz.
Hello?
Bodega Bamz!
What up?
Yo, what's good, man?
What's happening? How are you doing in these crazy times?
I'm hanging in there, man.
Yeah,
doing surprisingly good.
Well, talk about it. Like, how do you get to an even keel and sort of like get through every day and every night?
get through every day and night. Well, I mean, I wake up every day with appreciation. I go to sleep every night with appreciation. I kind of set my mind on just appreciating things throughout the madness, man. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely waking up with the right mind frame sets you up for the whole day of, you know, either you're gonna be mad or sad or happy. And I try to go to sleep with that same kind of thing as well.
And that strikes me as something that just didn't start a month ago. You've been like that, right?
Oh, hell yeah. I've been trying to change my mind frame. Been change my mind frame into more positive vibes and just not really letting the outside world take control of my life and how I perceive it to be.
So talk about the results then of that. If that has been your sort of mantra for the last couple of years, where do you see the success play out?
Well, once I started changing the way I thought, especially like, you know, just what I'm describing right now, that's how it kind of started me going into like Hollywood and started acting and started getting those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally just came out of nowhere. And I felt like I had to change my mind frame and just, you know, be more appreciative. I think appreciating is something that a lot of us lack. You know what I'm saying? We take for granted a lot of the simple things. And once I started really appreciating, you know what I mean, where I've come from and how much I achieved, I started getting to, you know, bigger and more broader platforms.
Yeah, I mean, like, did the first role come to you, or did you like actively seek it out? I know you said that it came out of nowhere, but like, what was the thought process?
Man, it literally came out of nowhere. I got an email. I got a forward email from Ola, actually. You know what I'm saying? And me and Ola we was living in the same house at the time, and he was forwarding me emails, which is crazy.
Yeah, what else does he forward you? Does he forward you like conspiracy theories?
Nah. Ola ain't into that, yo. He not into that, man. I be trying to get him into that, but he not into that. But yeah, man. I mean, I got an email one day. You know what I'm saying, hey, we're looking for Bodega Bamz. We want him to audition for this role for Showtime, ABC, and the rest is history. So it literally came out of nowhere. I wasn't actively looking to be a part of it or to be in Hollywood. What's crazy is that I always wanted to be an actor. I always wanted to be in movies way before I even got into music. I just didn't know how. I didn't know how to get into it. So what I would do is, you know, I would in my music videos, I would just, you know, add a lot of acting elements into it. Like, I would add a lot of, you know, storylines and just, I didn't want to have regular videos. And that's how I kind of came into the, you know, in the game, just, you know, having my videos, making sure that, you know what I mean, it just wasn't me staying around grabbing my nuts. I was actually, you know, acting in my videos. But that was my only way of, you know, showing my acting skills, I guess, was in my music video. So it's crazy how, you know, music, although it wasn't my first love, it opened the door into me getting into acting, which was my first passion and my first love to do. And
you see the results over the last couple of years. Now moving forward, obviously, like, quarantine has changed not only the present, but I think it's going to change everything moving forward. Having been on large sets with, you know, people who are doing craft services and people who are doing, you know, all the trucking, people are doing
grips,
you
know,
everybody who's on set, the cinematographer and the first AD and everyone there. How do you think that Hollywood is going to respond to something like this and moving forward?
Well, man, first and foremost, man, shout out to craft. You know what I'm saying? Because, yo, the crafty is so fire and so vital. That's something else too that I noticed, man, going into this. I'm like, man, they don't treat rappers this good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way you get treated on set, man, especially when you got like a recurring role, or you got like a starring role, man, they treat you like a god, man.
The food, you know, just tastes better, yeah.
Oh, everything. Like, you know, as a rapper, my writer is condoms and liquor. You know what I'm saying? I can't get that as an actor. You know what I'm saying? But I expect them to do a lot of changes. You know, being that you just said, like, you know, depending on what you're working on, you know, the sets are relatively large, and, you know, food is, again, crafty. Like, it's out there, and just people have to be a lot of, you know, hands on, and you're constantly in somebody's face, and yeah, man, like it's gonna be interesting to see, how long it takes for everything to get back to those type of things. You know what I'm saying? To get back into those large sets, because once this starts dying down, the fear is still going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then people going to be worried about is there going to be a second wave, and sports and like movies and acting. Like, these are things that you're around a whole bunch of people working. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And so I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I definitely. I know a lot of things are going to get shut down. There's probably going to be a lot of things that ain't never going to come back either. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that, man. Or especially casting calls, you know what I'm saying? Like, doing casting calls and auditions, you know what I'm saying? Like,
staying 6 feet from each other as you sit down and wait?
Yeah, huh?
I said people are going to be 6 feet, from each other as they, like, wait to go into the room.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to probably be a lot of, this is going to open the door for a lot of, FaceTime, I guess, like Zoom kind of casting calls and auditions.
Yeah.
More, in-house casting as well. A lot of people are going to start sending more tapes in than they usually did before.
I also think it's going to be like a lot more like independent, productions and everything.
Smaller
I think
operations.
everything's going to be much smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I was just thinking, what's crazy is that there's somebody right now who has literally been documenting this whole thing, and when this dies down, they're gonna come out with like a documentary. It's gonna win a whole bunch of awards.
That plus also, I bet there's gonna be like scripted movies too that are made from someone on their iPhone in the environment that they already live in.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how SNL does this Saturday.
Oh yeah,
because they're recording from home, and so I don't know if they're gonna do split screens. I don't know if it's gonna be all one person performance pieces.
But it will be a pretty landmark piece of television right there.
Yeah.
Nah, hell yeah. What was crazy is that even way before all this happened, like I always thought about like, what about somebody makes a movie and it's about like rappers turning into zombies, and like there's a survivor like on the roof, and he's shooing off rappers that he used to hate.
Oh God.
So you know what I'm saying? So he'll see a certain rapper walking around, and he'll be like, "Man, I'm gonna shoot this." You know what I'm saying? Like,
is this a pitch meeting?
I know, yeah.
Rappers turn into zombies.
I think too. There's gonna be a lot more animated movies.
Yeah.
So maybe that movie that you're describing can be animated as well. Just picture like Pixar. Guy on a roof.
Yeah, very family friendly, Eric.
Shooter. Yeah.
Sure.
You heard up.
Bodega, you're somebody who touches a lot of people. You're still like you're still close to where you grew up. And this virus has affected so many people in the Black and brown communities, especially. So I wanted to know, like, how many people do you know who have actually gotten sick?
Oh man, every day is somebody new that I found out that I know has been affected. First, like my uncle, he's from Dominican Republic. He's 72 years old. He's sick. He's recovering though.
Oh my God!
So that's like the first person in my family that actually have it. I had a good friend of mine's from California, San Francisco to be exact. He just got released from the hospital because he got infected. I have my daughter's uncle and his girlfriend got affected. So it's crazy. I mean, thank the Lord that nobody has perished. You know what I'm saying, from this disease, because I know a lot of people are, and it's very sad. You know what I'm saying, that many people are passing from this, and my hearts go out to them.
Yeah.
But this is something that I think a friend of a friend of a friend, everybody is getting it. Like, I don't think you can go, especially in New York. I don't think you know. I don't think you're not knowing somebody that either has it directly or somebody that they know has it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
And yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, that it is hitting the minorities, harder. But a lot of us don't take care of ourselves, you know what I mean, most importantly, and we weren't taught to take care of ourselves. We weren't taught the proper education of what to eat. A lot of times we learn this on our own, you know what I'm saying? Like, we venture off and we meet new people, and our eating habits get different. Like, for example, like we just talked about, mental health. Like, nobody taught me how to have a better mental. Like, I had to search that on my own. I had to go through trial and error and just realizing, like, damn, like, I don't like the way I feel, and just searching and just reading the Bible and looking for God. Like, so again, like, we're not taught this in our communities, you know what I'm saying, to take care of our mental, to take care of our bodies. Like, like, we eat bad, we grow up eating bad, you know what I'm saying, and we don't realize that it comes when we're older and in our 30s going into our 40s, our body starts, reacting differently to things, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm not surprised that it's killing us off more, you know what I mean, because we're the last to have this kind of knowledge.
Bamz, you're a family man. What can you do for the next generation, not only to inform them of what's going on right now, but also to improve life for them while we're all inside?
Just show. Again, I think this whole thing is just the big takeaway we have to take away from this is just it has to humble us, man, and show us that we are not in control. Like, there's a lot of things that are supernatural that, like, I believe in God, so God is in control of all things, and I just think that we have to humble ourselves as a human race and just appreciate more things and be more kind and loving to each other. I feel like this goes again, like, the way we are in society, the way we handle things. Like, we for a long time we just have been doing a lot of disappointing things, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like the biggest takeaway for me in this is to, again, search for God, you know what I mean? Like, look for God in this, and because I'm positive that the name God, bro, is being brought up so much right now. Like, it's probably never been talked about as much as it's being talked about right now. Like, people who never even think about God are praying to God right now. And again, like, I think that's a big takeaway. Like, and I think that was, divinely designed, you know what I'm saying, by God. He knew all this was going to happen, you know what I'm saying? So again, like, me personally, I'm just going to appreciate more and spread more love and just be more kind and definitely be more humble, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't know what's next. We don't know what's going to happen. And we have to appreciate our moment on this earth, man.
One of my favorite friendships that's developed over the past year, maybe 2 years, is you and Kevin Gates.
Yeah.
I love the song you guys did together. I love the pictures that I've seen of you guys. You're also two great human beings. Yeah, seriously. So, how did that friendship develop?
Yo, man, it's crazy because one day I'm just like on my Instagram and I just see a comment by Kevin Gates and I'm like, that's Kevin Gates, like, and it literally just came out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? And then he started, and I thought it was just a fluke, you know what I'm saying? Like, he probably just randomly just saw my page and just, wanted to be nice. But then he started to do it more often. So then when I started to see him do it more often, I just, I went in his direct message and, I told him thank you and I appreciate him. I'm a fan of him. And from there on, he replied to me, and the way he replied to me was totally unexpected. Like, I didn't expect him to reply that way. And then, moving forward, like, because of the way he replied, I told him I want to, I want to sit with him, I want to meet him. And then for my first time we talked, like, he just embraced me like he's been watching me ever since my name has been out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was just surprised behind that because, here's a guy on a huger scale than I am, yet, you know what I'm saying, he's still influenced by me in some fashion. Like, he was bringing up, like, yo, Bamz, you the reason why I work out. He was like, yo, I seen your transformation. He was like, yo, Bamz, like, and then so we're talking about, again, he's looking at me like I'm inspiring him, and it was a trip because I came into, meeting him, and he's supposed to be my inspiration. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
wild.
Like, where he's at, I'm looking at him like, yo, bro, I want to get where you at.
Yeah.
And he like, nah, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was crazy because the first time we met, you know what I'm saying? Like, I met him at his hotel, and we was just talking for a long time. We were talking about everything because, his grandmom's and his mom's side of the family, they Puerto Rican. So, we were relating on that level, and he was just telling, he was saying a lot of things about my career that I never thought he would know. And just giving me a whole bunch of compliments. And we could have ate anywhere. We both had a pocket full of money. You know what I'm saying? We could have ate anywhere. We walked to Domino's and we ate at Domino's, which was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just sitting in Domino's eating 2 pies of pizza. I didn't eat no pie because I was on my no carb diet at that time. But he ran through his, you know what I'm saying? He ran through his Domino's. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. From then, you know what I'm saying? From then on, we just, we built this rapport, like, and we speak a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when the record came about too, it was just as simple as that. Like, that was his record. Like, he already rapped on that, and he was like, "Yo, Ben, I'm about to send you something." And he sent it to me, and the rest is history. But again, like, it to me, man, those little things, like, because again, I'm a humble dude, but I don't know how far my reach is, because I'm living in it.
Yeah, of course.
And it's always amazing to me to see somebody that I would never thought that I would inspire or touch, and he'll return that love to me. You know what I'm saying? So that, again, humbled me. You know what I'm saying? It showed me that, I'm on the right path as far as, like, what I'm doing is reaching, even though I can't see it, supernaturally something is being taught or something is being touched. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's my bro. That's my guy.
I think that whole thing is super dope. Bamz, we love you. Take care of yourself. Take care of you and yours. And, stay indoors. We'll be checking in on you.
Yeah, and if Ola has any more forwards, forward them to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got y'all. I love y'all too, man. And before I leave, man, rest in peace to China.
Yo.
Yeah.
Man, that was my sis. That was my heart. That was another beautiful person who who I also want. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy because, this whole situation that's going on with this COVID-19, a lot of people is getting put in positions where it's uncomfortable, in the sense that, you have to be home. You have to be away from family members and loved ones and friends. And a lot of times it leaves you to answer questions that you couldn't answer on your own. That's why you look for friends, and that's why you're around people, because you're trying to mask that. And sadly, you know what I'm saying, like, when people don't have these things, I guess, you know what I'm saying, when people feel sad or alone, these situations heighten that, man. And that's why it's important for us that if we have these kind of friends, and I'm not saying this is what happened to her, but I'm just saying, if we have these kind of friends who rely on us a lot, you know what I mean, to be there for them, to show them love, to, whatever it is, man, we have to constantly be, complying with that and sending text messages and saying, "Yo, I love you," and saying you special, man, because these words and these times, they go farther than what you think. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that, during this Easter week, you know what I mean, a friend of ours has passed, man. You know what I'm saying? And she was a beautiful person, and
yeah.
I'm happy that not only did I know her, but every time I seen her, I took time out of my time and my day, and always made sure that I gave her flowers. You know what I'm saying? From my DMs, from, even retweeting her. Like, I always made sure to tell her, like, "Yo, you special, girl. Like, yo, you the one. Yo, your time is coming." I feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, when people pass, a lot of times, we feel regretful. Like, damn, I should have said this and I should have said that. And I'm happy that, you know what I'm saying, although she's passed on, you know what I mean, when she was on Earth, I always gave her flowers. And that's important, too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Well, Bamz, I just want to thank you for saying what you said about her, but also saying what you said just generally. I think that's a super important message. There are a lot of people who are alone. There are a lot of people who are struggling with things. And I just think that you put it all so beautifully. And, in the handful of times that Eric and I met China, like, we had great times with her, but there's not one person who has said anything bad about her.
No, she was a bright light. She affected a lot of people, and we just have to keep her memory alive.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, man.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
Bamz, take care of yourself. We love you. We'll be checking in, and we appreciate you. All right.
No doubt, my brother. Love y'all too, man. Thank you, man.
Jeff, let's get on the phone with our friend Ivy Rivera. Yay! Ivy, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
We're doing
We're
all
good,
right.
yeah. We're chilling.
Yeah, it's different. Are you
Right?
are you getting through day by day with a good state of mind? Are you
Going nuts?
Feeling all right? How are you feeling?
I mean, honestly, this has turned into, like, the new norm for us. Like, the first 2 weeks were a bit panicky, and now I'm just kind of just shifting my frame of thought when it comes to this quarantine. So all my terminology has now shifted from, like, stuck to safe and blah, 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 because that's the only thing that's keeping me at ease, because I miss outside.
Yeah.
A
Well,
lot.
how do you stay in touch with people? Are you FaceTiming people every day? Are you texting? Do you email? How do you
or have
reach
you
out?
gone ghost?
I'm a big FaceTime type of person, so definitely my FaceTimes have been ringing off. And I'm just texting everybody, making sure I don't forget anyone, to make sure that, we check on each other, especially in this time where we have nothing else much to do. There's no excuse.
Well, yeah. So, okay, who is the person that if you reached out to them and they didn't respond, you would beat their ass?
All of them. Everybody. Every fucking body. I don't do well with being ignored.
What, hobbies have you picked up inside, if any?
Well, I've gotten really good at playing Scrabble.
Nice. Like an actual Scrabble board or virtual?
Yeah, like an actual Scrabble board.
Dope. Wait, are you by yourself right now?
No.
I sort of wish that you were by yourself, just playing Scrabble both sides.
Oh my God. That's just a different peak of alone. I don't know. But I've been quarantined with DJ Steph Cake. And yeah, we've been really making the best of our time with all these IG lives and the battles and movies. We are Netflixed out. We're looking for some requests because we saw everything that was fire on there.
What was the worst thing that you've watched?
Damn, what was the worst thing that I watched on Netflix? I can't even think. But right now, I'm into All American. Have you seen that?
Haven't seen it. I know that everybody's talking about it though.
I have not seen it.
All American is pretty fire. And damn, we've been watching some creepy ass movies. I'm not even gonna hold you, but
do creepy ass movies make you feel better because it's less of a scary thing because it ends on a happy note?
Yes. I like movies that are just what the fuck. If you watch Vivarium, it's big what the fuck vibe.
Vivarium.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Is that on? Where is Vivarium? Is that on Netflix? It is on Netflix or Amazon.
it's somewhere online.
Yeah.
Ivy, everyone has to wash their hands a million times a day, regardless. I don't know. I think it's regardless of whether you go outside or you stay inside. But is there a certain song that you are making sure to sing in your head while you wash your hands for 20 seconds?
Yes. Back that ass up. I think a good hook, it will do the time right when it comes to washing your hands. And I think to wash your hands even inside, that shit is a mental fuck because now you don't know if it's inside or outside, in between. It's just a whole scary virus happening, and I can't believe everything that I hear, so I just try to steer clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, this shit is a sneaky thing.
What are the craziest things that you've worn to the grocery store to pick things up?
I wear the same thing all the time. I call it my quarantine outfit because I just don't want to infect anything else. So I just wear the same sweats and hoodie, and I'll leave it at the door because I don't got time.
Well, just now
we look crazy with the face mask, period. So I think that's just the cherry on top.
Yeah, I didn't have a mask. I didn't have bandanas. I didn't have any sort of supplies. And then at a certain point, I was just I need to craft my own thing. And so I saw this thing on Instagram where it's you have to buy an air conditioning filter, and then you cut up a T-shirt and you make your own thing, and it involves tape. And so I made it, and I honestly looked I don't know, a sewer rat. I looked so stupid, and I was probably breathing in very harmful chemicals from the air conditioning filter.
We do not know that. But
oh man,
I looked nuts.
Confirm or deny?
I do want to say that the T-shirt that Jeff chose to make this mask out of was a Rock Nation T-shirt, and the way he cut it out, the Rock Nation logo was front and center.
Yeah, but you make it sound like I'm like a bird.
You're looking like a hype beast, Jeff.
Yeah, like no.
Wow.
It was not hype beasty.
You turned into a designer.
Yeah, I looked more like the Zigner. It was I looked like an idiot. I mean, like there's just no clever way to say it.
Jeff looked like he was waiting in the house online to buy shoes.
Yeah, it was like a Rick Owens version of a trash bag. Like I looked so stupid.
And that's why Jeff has not gone outside.
Yeah, basically.
Weak.
Ivy, when's the last time you did go outside? Like before the quarantine really took effect, where were you and how did you sort of like celebrate the end of real, normal life?
Yeah, to be honest, I came back from Cuba on the 9th, and then that weekend was the official quarantine, stay your ass inside. So I was fresh back in New York, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to go on a trip to Antigua that same weekend, and I canceled it because I was scared that they wasn't going to let me back into New York.
Damn.
But, yeah, fuck this virus because it's really blocking all the goals I had to travel the world this year.
Oh my God.
But
I was reading a story about this couple that they went to Bali and they went to the Maldives, and they beautiful honeymoon sort of suite or whatever. And they are the only two people at this resort, and the rest of the people who work at the resort are also stuck there.
Oh my
and so
God.
They're just living this weird shining type of life in the Maldives, and they're gonna go broke because of it.
Oh.
Yo, that is scary. That's not even we lit.
Yeah.
We gotta stuck here. It's no, this is scary. What the hell?
Ivy,
why didn't they send them back? That's creepy as hell.
What kind of message do you have for all of the Instagram hoes out there who are trying to make something of this and put up some background and take a picture like they're on some tropical island or something like that?
Yeah, Eric is very worried about all the influencers out there.
Yeah.
Wait, we're worried about what type of influencers, though? The ones that are not listening?
No, the ones that are stuck in their homes and they have to put up a fake background to be like, hey, TBT, me on an island.
Oh my God. I mean, I get the whole fake it till you make it thing, but that's just a reach. I would say that this virus and this quarantine time has revealed a lot of the places of the houses that we didn't want to see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's showing a lot. It's showing who's really, about it and who's really capping. So keep your eyes open.
Yeah, I think it's revealed that certain people are very uninteresting. Including me. I'm not an interesting person. I go from my bedroom to my living room and I think about nothing and there's no interesting thoughts that are happening.
Your apartment legendary? You get visitors all the time.
Yeah, my apartment is interesting.
Oh, no, but
I'm not.
Ivy, we have had no one over here. We made a living over having people, and then it was just
once you close the door,
done.
then it's just this is a wrap.
That's why we're calling people.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is crazy. Yeah, I know. The way you run your business is through your home, so I know it was a big, monkey wrench to how you do your business.
Yeah, I think there's something normal about the fact that we already did live and work in our home. But the not normal thing is that you throw everything that you were doing besides that out the window. And so, here we are. And you're right. This does become the new normal.
Yeah. How has it changed your work life?
To be honest, the way that I work, I'm very hands-on, and it has to do with me being outside in different events and places to make sure that, my execution is executed. So now it's just trying to be creative and find ways to do what I do outside, but virtually.
Yeah.
So it has challenged my creative button. But I mean, to be honest, I'm still busy, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
And it really allowed me to lean into my social media pocket and show how important it is to like be savvy in this type of category, because a lot of like labels and stuff like that, they don't really see how, you know, important it is.
Mm-hmm.
They don't invest much because they're very numbers. And I'm like, no, but you have to have your creative down. So now I'm like, people are leaning on me to like make shit happen, and now I'm like, oh fuck, now the pressure's on me to like make things happen. So like all these radio stations and influencers, we trying to do IG live interviews, and Zoom has become a new thing where we do like conferences and shit. So now I'm just trying to like make up content for other people so that I can continue to stay consistent and do what I do.
Yeah,
but,
Ivy, one of our favorite things from the old world, the pre-COVID-19 world, was your friendship, and you guys worked together for a little bit. You and Jamal Jamo, what are some of your favorite things about running around the city with Jamal?
Oh my God! First of all, Jamal is my favorite person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We still work together. I talk to him every day.
Mm-hmm.
I love his form of conversations, like just the way he speaks. He's the greatest bad guy. You know, you need a bad guy. You need a bad guy. And he's really good at being a bad guy. But, yeah, he just, our friendship is amazing. He's always bullied me, never stopped. But he keeps me on my toes for sure. And during this quarantine time, you know, it's good to, like, FaceTime him and just get a laugh. Like, what are you going to tease me about today, Jamal?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
One of my favorite things that Jamal would do on the regular is go to Times Square
and bully the Elmos and the
Superman or Grover or whoever was out there.
Yeah.
It was great.
Jamal, honestly, he bullies everybody in sight. Like, just stay out of his sight, because he's going to find a way to come for you.
Have you seen him jump in the
real.
comments of the Instagram battles?
Oh, yes, all the time.
Because
All
Jamal
the
just
time.
tears everybody down.
He's outlandish. And I saw a post that he just put up. He was on somebody's live. And I know one of his favorite lyrics from Mystical is...
Oh, my God.
I came in with my dick in my hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was in D Nice's Club Quarantine.
Out loud again. Jamal be giving creep ass vibes with that. That's your favorite lyric? Come on, man. There's more to the song.
Or there isn't. Wait, so how are you, we're stuck inside. There's a lot of anxiety about everything that's going to happen after all of this, right? Like there's obviously like the health scare of actually contracting the virus, and then possibly like what could happen to your family, like all and friends, like all of these worries that are sort of piling up. How do you find relaxation when you're stuck at home?
To be honest, this may not be the best way, but I just don't think about it because it'll drive me fucking crazy.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. I think we live in such a paranoid world where people think too much of themselves and other people. So post COVID-19, we're never going to be the same around each other, at least for a very long time, because every cough or sniffle or just being next, like super close to each other is going to drive us nuts. We're all going to be looking at each other with a side eye, and that's one of my biggest fears, especially like being in the clubs and stuff like that. Like, you don't even want to share your blunt no more. You don't want to pass the hookah. You don't want to do shit. So it's going to be interesting to see how we interact with each other post-virus. But
well, now I'm wondering, are we all, after this thing is over, going to be dressed up as Elmos and Grovers and Superman and all these costumes going around, and that's the new normal?
Yeah. I would sort of fuck with that. Although it does feel like a little bit of like a furry fantasy, so maybe not.
Yeah, for real. Our hands are gonna be dry as fuck from all this hand sanitizer.
Wait, what are you talking about? Are gonna be? They are currently.
Yeah, my hands look like
They
rocks.
are currently, yes. Yes.
Like as much as
a
I
lot
try
of
and like
people-
moisturize, it's just like fuck it. Like who cares?
Yes. I think all the entrepreneurs should really invest in creating their own sanitizer and moisturizer because that's where they will really make bank.
Yeah, did you see that Soulja Boy made like a ton of money on his moisturizer? Or, yeah.
No, I did not see that.
Fucking
Yes.
Soulja Boy is the smartest
soap
person
shop.
on this planet.
Yeah. Big up Soulja Boy. He makes everything. Like, he don't stop. He made soda, made soap. He got a whole fucking console.
Yep,
that
yep.
I'm not sure how many people bought. Yeah.
Did you buy yours? Who would win in a
creative.
battle? I was trying to make this a thing.
The Instagram battle.
Yeah, who would win in an Instagram battle? Beyonce or Soulja Boy?
Wow. Why would you even, like,
What?
against each other? Like, I mean, I guess it really depends on your preference.
Well, of course. That's the definition of a battle.
I think that Soulja Boy would take it.
I don't think Soulja Boy has enough hits to go against Beyonce.
Ivy, this interview is over.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Ivy, you sound nuts right now.
Yo, I can see it now. Soulja Boy is about to hit my line like Ivy.
Now, hold up. Wait, how does Steph feel about this?
Soulja Boy or Beyonce?
In a battle.
IG
In a
battle.
battle, yeah.
She said Beyonce. Come on.
Listen, shout out.
Why would you say Soulja Boy though? Why would you say Soulja?
I just think that like there are very few people who could go one-on-one against him in an IG battle, and I also think that his charisma and the way that he would move in an IG battle, he would just take it. He like I don't know that anybody could beat him. Just like off of the energy in his songs, how relatable all the lyrics are. Eric is looking at me nuts.
I am looking at him nuts. This is.
I hear your argument, but like if we're gonna base it off of personality, Soulja Boy takes the fucking cake.
That's what I'm saying.
1,000%.
Takes the DJ
Because,
Steph cakes,
like,
you know? Yeah.
Beyonce's very dry. She's dry like a cracker.
Yo, Ivy.
Soulja Boy doesn't-
Ivy, we love you. Take care of yourself. Stay inside,
Very much.
and we'll be checking in on you soon. All right,
Absolutely. Thank you for checking in.
Jeff. Let's go out to England and get on the phone with CrystalAnnRod.
Woo! Black leather gloves, no sequin.
Hey, man.
Chris, what's
Let
happening?
me put this on my. Wait.
What?
I need to just. I have my AirPods working right now.
Oh my god, we
Oh,
screwed it
here
up
we
already.
Go. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. 'Cause I can't hear. What the heck?
Oh.
Let me put my Bluetooth on.
Clarity.
Okay. Hello.
How are you? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. What is life like under quarantine out in England?
Well, everyone's just supposed to be inside, but not, still gathering at the parks. Not me, of course. I follow rules.
This is true.
But we already have about 8,000 deaths here.
Ugh.
Which is a lot considering England's like the size of Alabama.
Yeah.
So.
How have you been spending your time, and how much have you dedicated your time to doing the Tootsie slide on TikTok?
I will not be doing the Tootsie slide on TikTok.
Wait, why?
Why?
Name one reason.
You know,
Crystal, do you know how it
just-
goes?
Yeah, it goes right foot up, then left foot slide.
okay, you see, now that you clarified it for me, I might consider it. No, I haven't done the Tootsie slide. I did, however, learn one dance because I really wanted to impress my niece. She's 9, about to be 10.
Okay.
And she keeps texting me saying, Titi, I think you could be TikTok famous. You should try it. Look at this dance. So I called her and I was like, maybe if you teach me a dance, I could do it. And we sat there on FaceTime for hours and she taught me this dance and I did it.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah. But I don't want you to see it. So
Wait, how many steps are in the dance?
I don't know, that savage challenge. That's there.
How many times a day do you get tagged in like push-up challenges or shot challenges or like?
Oh my gosh, so many, but I don't like them.
I know.
You don't respond to any of them?
No, I'm like, just stop tagging me and shit. It's like Facebook on Instagram.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
Oh, I haven't even
Honestly,
checked Facebook.
weird.
Are there challenges on Facebook?
That's what they regularly do on Facebook, like tag a girl that you love.
Yeah, it's like chainmail, you know?
Yeah, I feel like the
Yeah,
challenge
it's
for me
legit.
would be
You
if
see?
like
Wow,
one of you
that's-
tagged me to like check Facebook. That would be my challenge.
That would be a challenge.
That's back in our days. Remember, like the chain,
Oh yeah, or how
the
about like
chain letters?
yeah, you might be from like the Bronx if or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you've been to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
All right, guys. No, but I actually, I haven't gone crazy yet. I've been keeping really busy. Like, it hasn't hit me yet.
So busy meaning you have a regimen every day?
I do. I put myself on a schedule because you probably know it's really easy to just do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you've had a very active sort of quarantine. Where,
I
like,
really have.
like you've been like washing the roof of your house.
I did wash the roof of my house. Oh gosh, what's wrong with me?
Well, Crystal, take us through your day.
Seriously, okay. I wake up at like 10 every day. I have my coffee.
Yeah.
Right, that's important. I have breakfast and then I work out. I don't like to, but I do.
Right.
And then it's free time. So it's me, my boyfriend, and our really good family friend who's an artist. So everybody just kind of does creative things. So he might be painting. My boyfriend and I are working on our first clothing line. So
Yep.
a lot of designing. I decided in this time I should learn how to sew because it's easier to do things to the samples, especially now all the factories are closed.
Is it easier to learn how to sew or to do a TikTok dance?
Do a TikTok dance. They're so simple for my skill set. Honestly, guys, come on.
Yeah.
I'm vegan, so I've been like learning even more like vegan meals and things like that. I interior decorate a bit, so I've been working on my Zen den, and we made a home studio. So if you ever want to come spit a hot 16,
We would love to. The only problem is
Yeah, wait, Crystal, do you know this?
that we're not supposed to be within 6 feet of other people.
dang.
I know. Wait, Chris, if you think back, have you been in any situations where you're like, oh, I might have gotten close to someone who had it, or I might have put myself in a situation where like it was a hot spot?
For COVID-19?
Yeah.
Well, my uncle just got out of the hospital,
Oh my God.
and now my father has it. He's fine.
Oh my God.
Before anybody listening to it, everybody loves my dad.
Yeah.
I haven't told anybody because I don't even want to answer messages. But he has very mild symptoms so far. But I was in a car with him. But I've been home for 3 weeks, so
Yeah.
if I did get it, it passed.
Wow. Yeah, we almost invited people over here who ended up having it, and it's just been like this
Oh
sort
my
of like,
gosh.
yeah, it's like
It's
you just sort of miss it, you know?
yeah, anybody could really have it. Even tigers that live in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
You might be from the Bronx if.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I have to tell you guys something. I got back to England about 3 weeks ago, and I was detained in the airport.
What?
Really?
I got detained. It was the scariest. like hour and a half to 2 hours of my life. Like,
what happened?
I was coming back from here, from there.
From here, yeah.
Yes, from New York, because my boyfriend's team said he had to be back, blah, blah, blah. We're like, all right, we get a flight, and then the customs, the passport control person is like, why are you here? Like, she's asking me all these questions, and then she starts asking me questions that I can't really answer because they're very specific. Like, she said, how many days were you in America last year? So I'm stumbling over myself, right? I'm like 4, 6 months. Like, is it 6 months or is it 7 months? You know what? She said, because you know what I think.
Was it a leap year? Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna find out. And she told my boyfriend, she said, you know what? You're free to leave, but she's staying with me.
Oh my God.
Obviously didn't. She left for like 45 minutes. Like, I literally, my stomach was in shambles.
Yeah.
And then she comes back and she's like, oh, hey, okay, so you're fine. It's just the way your passport is, it looks like you haven't been back home in 6 years, like since 2014, because I don't know if you have global entry, but they don't stamp your passport. So that was the issue. But my God.
But you're good. You're allowed to travel wherever you want.
I am allowed to travel, but again, I was so nervous that I may or may not have passed gas, and my boyfriend may or may not have heard it, and he still may or may not be talking about it every fucking day.
And is that why he put you up on the roof?
Exactly. He was like, you're not, you gotta get out of here.
Crystal, your family is here, obviously. You are across the pond. How has that separation been in such a chaotic and weird time?
Honestly, it's weird, but I speak to them more. I think the same as for a lot of people. I'm like, I've never seen some people, I've never even seen them hang out with their kids, but my family and I, like, we FaceTime. I didn't know they had kids. No, but my family, it's weird. We check up on each other every single day but when the world was great, we'd be like, we go a week, or 2 weeks. But now I speak to my family, like, literally we're in contact all day, every day. I'm on FaceTime. Jax calls me, sees what I'm up to.
Yeah.
Jax learned the Tootsie Slide, but I'll send you that video later.
Yeah. Jax, for anyone who doesn't know, is Crystal's nephew, and for a while you were living in New York, you guys were like the greatest comedy duo on Instagram.
It was actually hilarious. Like, he lived with me.
Yep. But
the fact that I was like a single nightlife person that was out till 6 a.m. and then 7 a.m. I'm watching this baby for 6 hours. It was pretty entertaining.
It was so great. How much or how little do you miss the nightlife here in New York City?
I don't. You know what? We saw you. Well, first of all, people should know, and I'm sure people who follow you know, you were big in the nightlife scene around here. You would be at every function, multiple functions every night.
You could go to
dancing.
Chris was at Applebee's.
That's right.
You were at
Chuck E. Cheese.
TGI Fridays.
Yeah. No, Crystal would organize like bus rides to go watch movies and like pack it with all like the baddest bitches and like really make it.
See, that was fun. I missed stuff like that. But
it was a thing, and you were part of that thing. And you moved to England, then you came back one night. We were leaving the 40/40. You were pulling up to the 40/40.
Yeah, and Chris was like, "Wait, do I have to go?"
I was so mad to be there. I think I may have stood there for like 45 minutes. I was like, I can't do.
You're this. Like, I think I have to go.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason I was involved in the nightlife is because I was trying to bring back dance and people actually having fun in the club. But it turns into something else.
Yeah, but I think every time you were out, you did have fun, and at least it looked like you had fun.
I did, but the New York City nightlife will beat the fun out of you. as soon as you like start making good money, man, it's just so I don't miss that. But I miss my friends though. I don't want them to think I don't miss
No, of
them.
course.
I miss my friends. I don't miss
everything else
to go out. Yeah, like also the schedule, like going to sleep that late, eating at 5 a.m. every day, like it was taking a toll on my body. And I'm 31. I want to look
presentable.
29.
Yeah, I want to look about 22 for like 10 more years. So I gotta get good sleep and
Chris, does your boyfriend, when he has like Zoom calls, are you in the background being like loud, or are you trying to make yourself a presence in his Zoom calls, like with his team?
No, he hasn't got Zoom calls because I would do that. And in fact, because I know that he knows that I would do that, he's been messing with me, like telling me that it's 8:20 for like the last 30 minutes. He said, "Oh damn, it's 8:20." He knows I'm like freaking out, so I ran to the highest point in the house so that he wouldn't hear or see me, because it would be a totally different call.
No, the highest point in the house is the roof. Right, yeah. Exactly.
This, exactly. I was going to say the Zen Den, but no, I'm on top of the roof cleaning it.
You're also one of the most fashionable people that we know. And now...
I don't know if that's saying a lot. I'm joking.
We know 3 people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you have all these choices of clothing to wear and like shoes to rock and like all these different things, except you're stuck inside all the time.
Yeah, but did you see that she had a photo shoot?
Recently?
Yeah, like you and your boyfriend, you did an old-timey...
the 90s?
No, it was like 1890s.
Yeah, seriously. I think it was like 1930s and the 90s. But we're actually gonna finish that. We're gonna do a couple more years. I'm actually.
Wait, does this mean that you put like the artist who's living with you guys to work?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, everybody contributes around here.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What's the most ridiculous thing that you've asked like the artist to do? Has he like painted like a giant canvas of you? Has he
like paint me like one of your French girls? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we were actually joking around like, yeah, we're gonna make you paint us like Titanic style, but that did not happen.
I mean, quarantine is gonna be a long lasting thing. Like, there's still time.
He did make a big canvas of my face and his face, but we'll just keep it at that. But poor guy, he does go through a lot, being like third wheel.
Oh, sure.
Well, do you guys watch movies together? How do you pass the time?
We watch movies together. We honestly, I don't know about you guys, but meals are very exciting these days. Mm-hmm. Like that's like what I have to look forward to. He does 3 workouts a day. I do 1.
Mm-hmm. Have you been washing your hands 10,000 times a day?
Yes.
What song do you sing to yourself when you wash your hands for 20 seconds each time?
I'm like, I'm a savage. Yeah. And I do the dance, but while I'm washing my hands. Did you hear? I did it right now. Did you hear that?
I heard it in your voice. Like I was just like, wow, like Chris is on it right now. You're about to go viral.
No, seriously though, we don't leave the house.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the point though, right? Like,
yeah.
But do you...
But I get it. Like, we are, like, very blessed and fortunate. I know there's people that have to go outside. Like, my dad is essential. He had to go to work.
Yeah.
So I do recognize that we are extremely fortunate, but we really don't leave the house. Like, if we have to go for a run, it's around the house. And, yeah. And then just, like, deliveries and stuff, definitely got to make sure you sanitize those.
So you've been getting the groceries like delivered to you?
Yeah.
And then
I went out once, but it was so much drama. I came back in like with a migraine and a terrible mood. I was like, I'm sorry, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
Wait, that was
Because
like
I'm the one that
yesterday,
goes
right?
inside because I'm the only one with a mask.
Really?
Yep.
Out of the three of you, you're the only one who has a
Out
mask.
of the three of us, I'm the only one with a mask, and that's because when I went to New York, my parents worked 9/11, so I snuck in their 9/11 bag. The mask.
Wait. So your parents are without one of their masks?
No. I mean, they have. No, right? Imagine that's what happened to my dad. No.
Oh my God.
No, this is
taking a turn, Chris. You need to get off the line.
Right? I'm horrible. No, that mask is for a totally different situation. Okay. My dad has his mask, but I mean.
Wait, but you are learning to sew right now. Can you make yourself a mask for the two people in your house who do not have masks?
I mean, we have those kind of masks, but we don't have like the N95 mask. That's possible. I don't. I don't
know if you need an N95 unless you're like in the hospital, right? Like,
I don't know. I don't trust these hoes.
Well,
talk about it, Chris. Talk about it,
Chris. In a pre-COVID world, right, when things were normal, when you traveled, were you like the person who brought like wipes on the plane and wiped everything down before?
I was.
Look at you.
I was. It was. Do you guys? No, you didn't meet my friend today. She was, and then it kind of, and my mom is, and it rubbed off on me. I was like, and then my friend Sasha is a flight attendant.
Yeah, we spoke to her on the podcast, by the way.
I saw.
Shout out to Sasha J.
Shout out Sasha J. But my mom works for JetBlue now, so they both tell me stories like, you should really be cleaning this seat because we do the bare minimum.
Yeah. So
yeah.
How was that flight back to England from New York?
It was so empty. Now, this is terrible. I came to New York the beginning of March, and then 3 days later, I heard that New York might go on lockdown. So I came back to England. And then my boyfriend and I went back to New York. And then they told him, no, you have to come back here. So we came back to England. So I was in 4 places last month.
Crazy.
But every flight, there were no people. The airports were super eerie, like empty.
Did that make you feel safer, though?
Yeah, it did, because I was never in a crowd of people, and even on the flights, there was nobody near me, behind me, in front of me. I was pretty much on a private jet, to be honest.
Besides sewing, is there any other like type of hobby that you've picked up? Is there anything that you're looking to accomplish while you're stuck inside?
The sewing is definitely a big one. I want to master Pro Tools.
Whoa.
Better.
You really are going to run that studio in your place.
Maybe not master, but just get my auto tune on.
There you go.
Yeah, that
we're on the fringe. Like we have an original Nintendo that we've been playing. Jeff wants to break out the hoverboard that we have.
Yeah, but our apartment is not like conducive to the hoverboard.
You guys are giving me ideas.
I mean, that's a great idea. The only problem with our thing is that riding a hoverboard in our apartment would like break things and also break my arms.
Yeah.
Like it'd just be like, it'd be the worst idea.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Ooh, you should ride it and then like get all that fake money and just kind of like throw it around and make a TikTok.
And then get some real money.
There we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Crystal, listen, we love you. You know that. Take care of yourself. Take care of everyone in your household, whether you're dating them or not. And really, sincerely, love to your parents too, and of course your nephew. And man, you have a big family. Love to everyone in your family.
I know, and you know all of them. You get invited to family functions.
We do.
My mom talks about you.
She's wonderful. Your mom. Shout out to her.
She talks about your curls all the time.
Crystal, we love you. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you soon.
Oh my
all
God,
right?
I love you guys. I miss you so much. When this is all over, I'm gonna hug you. Okay, bye.
Bye.
That's gonna be illegal. Bye.
Shout out to CrystalAnnRod Rodriguez. Shout out to Ivy Rivera. And shout out to Bodega Bamz. Jeff, are we back tomorrow?
We are back every day forever.
As always, guys, not for real, for real.
Sure.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.